Win. Stone, you're mad for this one. Welcome to the Tiki Bar, yeah. I want me say, BYOB. I that me say, pure good vibes as soon as I reach. No disrespecting, so watch your speech. 6 p.m. sharp, no one got belly. Every Saturday, girl, them bring the jelly. Sing out, tiki. As you arrive, respect each other. Step up to the bar, we are sister and brother. Nobody bring no bad mind thing in our convo. I deal in the big and free admission, don't be late. Open door policy, no apology. Winstone and Lynn, your friendly bartenders. Real people here, no pretenders. Nights with friends, no hidden agendas. We talk the things, the red spot the things, them. Make we laugh, joke, cry if we have to. Big people things, turn up if we have to. Welcome to the Tiki Bar, yeah. I want me say, BYOB. I got me say, you're good vibes as soon as I reach. No disrespecting, so watch your speech. 6 p.m. sharp, no one no belly. Every Saturday, a gal bring the jelly. Sing out, Tiki Bar, sing again. Welcome to the Tiki Bar. I want me say, BYOB. I got me say, pure good vibes as soon as you reach. No disrespecting, so watch your speech. 6 p.m. sharp, no one no belly. Every Saturday, gotta bring the jelly. Sing on, Tiki Bar.
I want to
that there. Welcome to the Tiki Bar. Yeah, I want me say, well, go on, family. Blessings and give thanks to another great rise. You know what? Go already, you know. Give thanks for life. You know what I say? YouTube police. Let's see who's in the building first. I got my dad's in the building, senior. I got YouTube police. I got Miss Auntie, Miss G Auntie. Yeah, man. Who else in the building? I got, who is that? The Moose. Welcome in. Butler Family Farms. Welcome in as well. Look, welcome to the Tiki Bar. All right, the second one for the New Year's. All right. Maureen, welcome, man. Blessings to you. Yeah, man. So, I don't know it, go already. All right. If you have never been to the Tiki Bar before, this is going to be the most fun you ever had. And if it wasn't the most fun you ever had, it's going to be close to it. All right. I got Wolf and Snort in the building. I got Tim Mitchell in the building. Yeah, man. I love it. Everybody's coming in early. Come and say, don't be late. All right. I mean, you don't get penalized for being late, but it's a bar. You know what I'm saying? But welcome into each and everyone in the building. Butler family, let me go ahead and get you squared away here. So if you haven't linked up with somebody before, come on, make sure someone link up. All right. So let's go over the ground rules. And I hope nobody's offended because I just, made a touch of boss already. So I just got off the grill. I just made some jerk chicken. So it's sampling time. Oh, just click on the channel. So I am here. I'm sampling. I'm having a good time. It's been a great week. It's been a great 2 weeks. Essentially, I celebrated my birthday. So 52 rotations around the sun. So I have to give thanks for that. All right. And then, yes, I am streaming both vertical and horizontal. So Some of you might be in one, some of you might be in the other. Either way, we interact. All right. Thank you, Butler family. Yeah. So as I was getting ready to say, it's been a great 2 weeks or a great week because I celebrated my birthday and I also hit 100K. So that was, I mean, for me, whatever. We just, it's an accomplishment, but that's just, the people say the sky is the limit. For me, the limit's the sky, So we are here in the building, about to have another great conversation. So let me go over the ground rules as always, right? Ground rules is when you come into the bar, your admission is to tap the like button. All right. That gives you a little armband. All right. Once you get your little armband, you can step up to the bar at any given time. The link is posted in the chat. So if you decide you want to come up, join the conversation, you're so welcome to. You don't have to show your face. You can use a green screen, blue screen, black screen, whatever you're most comfortable with. All right, Martel, blessings and welcoming. One touch of us. All right, so you have a choice if you want to come up. You don't have to show your face or your location or nothing like that. You can just join the conversation. All right, we always have a spirited conversation. The one thing we ask is that we don't have to agree, but we respect each other's opinion. All right, we're all about positivity. All right, and helping each other, but just having fun at the same time. So what's the topic tonight, my people? Oh, and before I forget, usually about the first, 15, 20 minutes of the tiki bar, it's like a regular bar, right? You walk in, you get to the bar, there's people already sitting at the bar. You're kind of mad because you have a little seat where your favorite seat that, and somebody take it already because you never reach early enough. So you can't worry about that, you know what I'm saying? Just find a seat and have a seat. Jerry!
Hey, things that were weird are things that were normal that were weird before.
Yeah.
29.
So, well, I'm glad you joined in because
now
I feel like I'm weird now. I'm 52. I'm weird. Terry B, welcome in, my brother. Welcome in.
I just popped in to give Gary a hard time. That's all.
Oh, hey, that's what we do. That's what we do. Yeah. So as Jerry mentioned, the topic tonight is we're going to talk about things that used to be normal as now considered weird. All right. Granted, we come from a whole bunch of different generations on here. So hey, Bet Loop in the building. All right. I mean, again, I say I'm not weird, but some of the things I do people might consider weird. So from different generations, some of the things we thought was normal when we was growing up is now considered to be weird. I got the boss in the building, Mama Lynn, came to say hi.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you, Mama Lynn.
Nice seeing you too. Thanks for joining.
My pleasure. How was that food that he fixed the other day you was trying on there? On the Thursday?
Wonderful.
Oh, she better not say anything but wonderful.
How long y'all been together?
March will be 29 years.
Perfect. You heard him, Jerry. He said 29.
I heard it.
Oh, that's his number. Oh, that's your number. In 29, that's 29. That's your number, right?
Gary.
It's my number, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So you might want to play the lotto on that date.
After all, you got to be in it to win it, right?
That's it.
That right.
That's it.
Oh, what I got.
If you ain't got a ticket, you can't win. I got Desert Living in the building. I got Yes I Can Barbecue in the building. I got my brother G. Yeah, so Gordon's in the building. He's actually over there eating some of the jerk chicken that I just made. So he can testify to the food. So yeah. So I'm gonna kick this off. Like I said, for everybody that's in the building already, make sure you tap the like button once you check in. That's your security got you your armband, so you're good to go. All right. So this whole question came up about things that we used to do when we were growing up that is now considered weird. All right. And we thought we're gonna start out kind of talk about what was considered weird. All right. So round one, we're gonna talk about communications. All right. So within communications, you realize that phones are a big thing. It used to be a thing where before cell phones came out, everybody had a house phone, right?
Pagers.
Yeah. People had pages and house phones, So now it's to a point where guess what? Is it weird to call somebody before you text them? Do you get in trouble for that? Like if you call somebody now, I'm gonna ask you guys, since you guys are up on the panel, is it weird for you to call somebody before you text them?
I prefer they text me before they call.
Okay.
Because if I don't know the number and I don't know they're calling me, I won't answer it. Because there's so many scammers,
Right.
So, I got Gary's number, so it's in the phone. His name will come up. But before that, if I didn't have his number, but he had my number, if he didn't text me, I wouldn't answer it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that was, and before when we didn't have text messaging, right? We used to just call people that we had in our phones, right?
Or
Right.
you do 369.
Yeah.
Star 69.
Stars, yeah, you can do star 69. Remember that?
Hey, I remember when that was new.
What, the star 69 or the
yeah, because there was a time you couldn't do star 69.
Mm-hmm.
But everything changes as life goes on. In fact, Jerry a lot of times will send me a text asking me is now a good time to call.
Right.
Yeah, because if he's at work, I don't want to disturb him if he's in the middle of a bus or something. I mean, that's not,
Right. He might be in the shower, it might be no pants Thursdays or something like that.
He might be tackling somebody and holding somebody down to the handcuff, because Gary seems like he's at work more than he's at home.
Right.
That's true. I do work a lot of hours. Just the nature of the job, I guess, and the fact that we're understaffed. But that's beside the point. But I've seen a video, Winstone, where a kid was asking somebody, somebody showed them a rotary phone.
Mm-hmm.
They said, "How did you text on that?"
How'd you text on a rotary phone?
Yeah.
You didn't.
But I myself, I don't do much in the way of text. I'm actually on a couple of text lists that have my family members on them, and every time if I have my notifications up, it will go bam, 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 because everybody, as soon as they hit that, love the picture, it's a notification. So I just at some point I check it.
So let me ask this question: When did it become disrespectful to just call someone without texting? Like again, it used to be normal to call somebody because you didn't have texting, but like it almost seems like it's disrespectful now to just call somebody and not text them before.
I didn't know it was.
For some people, it is. Some people like, man, don't be calling me at this time. And again, time of the day matters too, right? Time of the day matters too.
He always say, "Don't call me for such and such time," but Gary still does. So
he calls you anyway, right? You're like, "Don't call me at a certain time." He calls you anyway.
Well, I honestly don't try to call too late. If it seems like a normal hour, although to be fair, there are some folks that I might call a little late, but there are people that I know typically stay up kind of late. But after, once it hits, 9, 10 o'clock, I don't make phone calls.
Right. So and that that's funny you said that, because I'm looking at what's it called? Yes, I Can Barbecue's message, and he said, "I don't like kids that FaceTime you out of the blue. These are my nieces and nephews, but I'd rather have a text first." You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm pretty sure in this generation we've all gone through it where you're just maybe in a interview or you're doing something for work and all of a sudden you get a FaceTime and you're like and you click the wrong button, so you end up answering it anyway, and then you're like, oh, click click click, no, I can't answer it right now, you know. So
I
so
have a
that
tendency, even if it says spam risk,
mhm,
a lot of times I'll answer it anyhow, just in case the computer's wrong.
right,
So,
and the computer's always wrong. See, he said, "Desert living." What does desert living say? I'm trying to keep up with the chat here. We used to drop by our neighbors or family's house to say hi. Now that is not cool. People don't like that anymore. Yeah, that's
Give us
true.
a call before you show
Yeah,
up.
you can't just randomly show up at people's houses anymore. I mean, in some states you might get, unalive as the word they want to use. You might not make it. You can't just show up at people's houses
Go to
randomly.
the wrong house.
And back in the day, that used to be cool. You just show up with your neighbors and go say hi and hang out and so forth. Now, if somebody like shows up at your house, you're looking through the window, it's like, who is that? Nobody called me and told me they was coming to visit today. you know? So that's pretty cool. So there is a generational divide then, right? When it comes to
I
um
think so.
things that we used to do, because the generation now does one thing. We don't think that's cool. Back in the day, we were more like wanting to hang out. Everybody used to get out the house and go meet at the park or meet at a basketball court or whatever sports you played or wherever you want to hang out. If it's just a corner and talk, right? Now it's like not the same. What are you guys' experiences? We need a young buck on here to kind of counteract some of these
Yeah,
stereotypes, I should say.
me and Jerry's pretty old.
Yeah.
So,
Hey.
Jerry says, speak for yourself.
I'm not old. Age is just a number.
that's
That's
true.
it.
All right. Well, let's just say you were born before me and I'm old.
Well, I may be born before you. That's true.
But he's from California though, so I don't know if that makes him older or younger.
I mean, that could be
wiser.
subjective. That could be subjective, That could be. Hold on. I'm messing around here.
2 Winstones.
We got twins.
Go ahead. Sorry.
You're good, brother. Congratulations, man, on hitting 118,000.
Oh, thank you.
Gary, I want to say congratulations on 2K that you hit.
Well, I did notice that, and I was rather surprised.
Yeah, you did hit 2K. Congratulations on the 2K.
Congrats, Jerry.
Well, now
Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's stunning to me. Like things just kind of took off, and it's one of those things where you hear about it and then when it actually happens, you're like, wow, okay.
Have you applied for your button yet?
No, I don't even know how to do that. I told you, I still consider myself new to YouTube.
Yeah.
I still consider myself new to YouTube. So it's like, it's not even something of concern to me. It's just more of just keep doing what I'm doing because I enjoy what I do. It's fun. The community that we've built is fun, and I just wanted to kind of stay that way. So
Right.
I'm still having fun. So
Well, they say what was it say, Gary, again? If you enjoy what you're doing, you don't work a day in your life.
That's right. If you enjoy what you're doing, you don't work a day in your life. But I have gone through a couple of times when I let this get to where it was like a job, and I did not enjoy that whatsoever. And so I took a couple breaks.
Yeah.
But then I, got to where I was kind of, more or less refreshed, and so I'm feeling better about it, and I'm just doing what I want to do now. I felt like everything additional thing became a responsibility,
Mhm.
and I didn't want to do that. So it's, that is cool that you got two cameras going there.
Yeah, yeah. So I got two iPads.
All right.
Look, I'm stepping my game up this time. So I'm getting you two different angles. I'm getting you my good side, and then I'm getting you my good side. So they're both my good sides.
This guy's dressed in red, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. Do you like that? Remember, I was saying someone I was on live the other night, Civi's live the other night, and she had like an overhead shot of
Yep.
the cooking, and I love that. I love that. So I'm experimenting right now as we're at the tiki bar right now. So it's 2025. We got to try something new. That being said, let me ask you this question. All right,
I
remember?
have a pina colada, thank you.
Okay, what kind of tequila would you like?
I don't care. House
Okay.
brand.
So here's a question for you guys. All right. Remember back in the day you had to record songs off the radio? You had to have a recorder to
Yeah.
record songs. Do you think kids these days would like survive that? Like not having that? Because now they have the option to you can just download a song from
Or Spotify.
Spotify, any platform. I mean, how do you think they would survive that these days?
I don't think they could handle it. I think most kids today can't handle much of anything. They're all coddled.
Yeah. So for anyone under 40 right now, you're a kid, you're a child on here. So if you want to if you want to come up and address this situation, you need to go ahead and come speak for yourself. All right. Like I said, the link is posted. So all you gotta do is click on the link and I'll get you up here. How do you guys like my two angles? My good side and my good side. You like that new little feature?
Well, you
I'm
see
testing it out.
here, don't you, Win?
Huh?
Do you see what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
I got two cameras going as well.
Oh yeah, I see
Gary, I'm having a heart problem and now you're trying to make my heart take it, more stress seeing two of you.
Hey, just twice as much to love, Jerry. Just twice.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Oh, and here's another one. Yes, I Can Barbecue says most kids today can't handle regular TV.
That's right.
So what was regular TV? Because remember, TV used to sign off, right? At night.
It did years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. It used to sign off at night. TV used to sign off at night.
Hello,
like you
Army Mom.
You used to get that rainbow. Yeah, you used to get that rainbow color, and that was it. TV was done for the night. You had to go to bed. You had to go to bed. You had nothing else to do. You didn't have YouTube. You didn't have none of these things, and you had to go to bed. Yeah, I remember growing up in Jamaica. That was it. Like midnight, boom, TV shut down, and you get this little screen, and that was it. Yeah, yeah.
I remember the first time I stayed up all night watching TV because there was something on, and it was TV. It was MTV. It wasn't anything but music,
Right, right.
But I remember and we didn't have cable at my house. We was too poor. But my buddy, when I went to stay at his house the night before, because we was going to I could probably find out the date, because the next day we was going to the Texas Jam over at the Astrodome. And they had Joan Jett, Journey, Santana, Sammy Hagar, and a group named Point Blank all playing that day. The night before, I stayed up all night watching the thing, so I was dead tired by the time we got to the concert. But yeah, it used to shut off, and you had commercials. It ain't like today when you can sign up for YouTube Premium and you got
to skip the commercials.
No skipping.
So I can't stand commercials.
Look, the only skipping we used to do back then was a jump rope.
Yeah, but TV commercials now last. A commercial break lasts for 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Where that used to be a commercial was 30 seconds to a minute, and that was it. You're back to the show. The show now is if it's running an hour time slot, The show is only 40 minutes long.
40 minutes,
40
yeah.
minutes,
And everything
yeah.
else is commercial.
20 minutes of commercial.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yep.
ridiculous.
That's
Now,
that.
I mean,
That's
I
that
understand
programming.
it's gotta be paid, but come on.
Mm-hmm. That's that programming. So Tim says that we live in a generation of instant gratification now. Do you
Yeah.
guys agree with that?
Yes. Yes, I do now. It is. It's like that.
Everybody wants it and they want it now, right?
Yep.
And nobody has patience anymore.
Mm-hmm. Which is something of a generational difference too, right? Because back then you didn't have no choice but to be patient, you know.
That was normal.
Yeah, that was normal. Your options are you wait or you leave. You know,
Right.
that was it, you know. So that's one of the things that used to be normal, where you if you went to a restaurant, you waited in line, and if you didn't want to wait, you just went somewhere else. You know, now you can circumvent the system and skip the line, or you can call in advance and make reservations, and or go on an app and do a reservation in advance, you know. So, and that kind of leads me into the whole food thing now. So, do you guys remember? So, one thing I remember that was weird, that's probably considered weird back in the day, or is normal back in the day, that's weird now, is you remember when you could smoke in restaurants?
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember we used to smoke on planes.
Wow. I wasn't flying yet, but wow, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
I do remember when I was in the Army, my first time going down to the motor pool, and I walked into this office of my motor sergeant, and he's in the office, and I walk in, and you couldn't even see him. It was so much smoke in the office. Yeah, he was smoking cigars. Yeah, yeah, he was smoking cigars. He's like, "Come on in, Private," and I'm like, "Where you at, Sarge?" And he's like, "Way in the back," you know, and it's just nothing but smoke in the building. So you come out the building, you smell like ashtray. You know what I'm saying? But back then, you could smoke wherever you wanted. It was a thing, you know.
Well, do you remember when they used to have people smoking on a TV show?
Yeah, yeah.
I watched an old Andy Griffith show the other day, and he actually pulled a cigarette out and lit a cigarette on, and I just laughed. And my wife said, "What is up?" I said, "Well, you know, that's really old. Andy was actually smoking on TV." She goes, "Yeah, you don't see that no more."
No, no. And if you do, you very rarely see it. You know, like maybe actually, there's actually more sex scenes on TV than there is smoking. And
Yeah.
that's one thing that never used to be normal on TV. You know, the openness of sexuality, that never used to be normal.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because that leads into a whole nother discussion. Although it is kind of related. The If you think about it, when I was a kid, there's 3 channels: had ABC, CBS, and NBC,
Mm-hmm.
and you had to change. You had to adjust the antenna depending on which channel
Right.
you're watching. Now they've got thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of channels that you can go connect on, and every one of them is fighting for attention.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of them, that's one reason why you saw the rise in what's known as clickbait. For that,
Mm-hmm.
the whole term clickbait.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, I think that, in order to get attention these days, you have to have the most outrageous slant.
Clickbait. Yeah.
So I think part of that, along with the algorithms that's out there on a lot of these social media stuff, and I guess I'm kind of sounding like an old cantankerous man. It's annoying because it seems like it's causing a lot of division.
Right.
Mhm.
But then even you think about it, right? Like even in a restaurant, you had a smoking section, but yet it's not like it was sectioned off. You know, it was just a section for smoking. So the smoke was still coming across the entire restaurant. So you would go, I remember even like going to bars and stuff like that, and you couldn't bar hop. I like that. That's a nice coin you got there, brother.
No, that's a thing of beauty right there.
So you couldn't even bar hop because at the end of the day, you leave your first bar you left, you smell like an ashtray. So by the time if you were going out to have fun, then you'd be like, but then everywhere smoked. So I guess you just smelled like an ashtray every bar you went into. But that was normal. That was normal. I mean, now you see airports there. I think there's actually very few airports now that you can smoke in. There's probably, I, as far as I've traveled, the last place I remember seeing even a smoking section in the airport was in Atlanta. And it was like this little room, this little glass room, and everybody's is just packed in tight, smoking cigarettes, and they come out and you're like, oh my God, don't get next to me on the plane.
Yeah, I was in Minnesota. They had in that plane at that airport, they had a smoking room. I remember walking by it, and I said to my wife, "What is that?" She said, "Oh, that's a smoking lounge." I said, "Oh."
Mm-hmm.
So I guess there's still some smoking lounges in some airports.
Yeah, and they don't really have that anymore. So, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I saw a sign that said no smoking within 50 feet of the building.
Mm-hmm.
It was posted right there at the door of the building. It's a good thing I don't smoke. I just kept my dip in, kept going.
So, and going back to food again, remember when butter was a thing? Remember when margarine was a thing? Like it was healthy. Well done steak was a default school lunch back then. I mean, actually, for the people in the chat, is that normal now? I mean, do they actually cook regular food at schools anymore?
I don't know.
Not in some. Some of them get like black cheese.
Yeah, see?
And that's in elementary school, from what Jay is saying.
So I know there's people in the chat that have school age kids. So let us know in the chat what do you guys actually know what they serve at school for food? Because back in the day, you actually got a meal, for lunch.
Not so much nowadays, from what I'm hearing.
Let me see what Auntie say. Yes, it used to not have those. Okay. I'm kind of behind on the chat. So I got Daily Struggle in the building. Blessings and welcome. Who else we got? Fine Art Gem in the building. Just kind of acknowledge a couple of people here. I'm glad I'm going down in the chat. Sister Charmaine is in the building. Thank you, Sister Charmaine. I appreciate you. Let's see. I'm going down. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. The law in Washington, no smoking within 25 feet. Yeah. And that's the same for a lot of places now. Some places you can't even smoke at all. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I always say to each his own, and everyone has a right to do what they want to do with their life and their body. But yeah, those things that were considered normal back then it's a little bit looks weird for most people now these days. All right, so continuing on. Let's see. You guys remember when teachers didn't get paid?
Overtime.
For overtime, and they could discipline the kids the way they wanted to.
Well, I was one that was disciplined in school.
I can see that.
Yeah. I'm not afraid to admit that I got a SWAT in school. It didn't.
I did too. Trust me.
They don't see me going out and doing anything obscene
anymore.
Well, I remember in junior high one time I spent all day in the principal's office for 3 separate offenses. I think the first one was probably for fighting. The second one for leaving campus, uh, going to a little store like a bodega type thing, grabbing some drinks and coming
Mhm.
back. And the third one was for not doing my homework. The
Okay.
As soon as I walked in, teacher Mrs. Dedge asked me, said, "You got your homework?" I said, "No." She says, "Just go to the principal's office." I said,
Yep.
"Oh." Just turned. I sat my books down, turned around, left, and went back to the principal's office. But that was an all-day affair. It was a rare to get sent 3 times in a day. So I think remember.
So, look, I remember, and we talk about, was it capital punishment, corporal punishment back then,
Corporal
right?
punishment, yeah.
Corporal punishment, right? And back then, of course, teachers could discipline students. And even then, you got your discipline at school, and when you got home, guess
You got
what?
whooped again.
You got it again. You know, you didn't even want to go home.
Nope.
'Cause,
I remember those days.
you know,
And when I get home, and mom would say, look at me. My mom stayed home. She looked at me and says, wait till your father gets home.
gets home. Yeah.
And and the belt would be sitting there, and you going like, oh man, this is gonna be bad.
And if you were smart, you would have got rid of the belt. You know?
No, if you touch you, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah, 'cause there was belt strategically planted all over the house. You know, so it didn't matter where you go. They catch you in the shower. That's like the worst one right there. You know, but I
No,
remember.
my mom said, look, you got to go sleep sometime.
There you go.
Remember, if you try to hide me, you got to go sleep sometime. I'll find you.
And when I find you, you might end up in permanent sleep. Yeah, no, and it's crazy because that was something that was normal back then.
Yeah.
That's now considered weird because I mean kids now, one, they don't get punished by teachers, and if they do, it's like the parents are not coming to fight the teachers. You know, back then, and I guess the respect level was a little bit different now. I think teachers, my personal opinion, I think teachers back then, because my mom was a teacher, were more passionate about the job. Not saying that they're not, you know what I'm saying, but I feel like it's more of a job now than it is a passion.
Yeah,
For
kids
some it is. Yeah. So it's a little bit different now. But to me it's like I don't understand as a parent that your child gets disciplined and your first response is to go fight the teacher rather than find out what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah.
I think that's because of what they call snowplow parenting. Um, I mean, hey, I got no dog in the fight. I ain't got no kids, but I hear about this thing called snowplow parenting, where people want to try to make sure that their kids have it easier than they did, so they take up for their kids, regardless
Mhm.
of what their kids do. I've got a buddy of mine that he refuses to do that. He talks with his kid and he teaches them right from wrong. And now, from time to time, the child may stray. His daughter strays a little bit, but she always comes back, and says, "That's what you said was exactly right. This is because he's teaching her that life is a struggle for most folks.
Mhm.
If you don't deal with a little bit of disappointment at some point, I mean, I understand why you'd want your kids not to have to struggle. But sometimes that's the only way to learn anything.
Mhm.
But I think when the parent is quick to jump on the teacher, that's automatically assuming that the child is always, is always in the right and the teacher's in the wrong. Of course, these days, I don't know I don't know. I ain't got
Mhm.
it. Like I said, I ain't got a dog in the fight.
Well, my dad's in the chat too, so if he wants to come up and say something about the spankings, he go ahead, Dad. No. No, honestly, again, to each his own. I don't think it's a bad thing. You know, there's a difference between discipline and torture. You know, even though people call me the torture boss, but I torture people with food, not with the belt. You know, but I think there is a difference, and they say spare the rod and spoil the child. And
Yeah.
I think that's the difference generationally that we're going through right now, which in some senses, right, we went through it so our kids didn't have to go through it, right? Like that's always the background of why we do things the way we do for life. Is like we do things so
Well,
our children don't have to go through. But if they're messing up, they're messing up. They ain't, yeah.
right. I remember Tim said something about the bad part was hearing Dad pull the belt out of his pants. Well, my dad used to wear a real thin belt, so when I had a whooping coming from him, I'd be sure he got the big belt. Said, "Mom, put this one out. I want that. Dad, give me a regular pistol." And he'd come home and he would grab that big belt and not pull his pants on. I thought, thank God, I'll take the big one anytime. That razor strap, that hurt more.
Oh yeah, that little skinny one. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that hurt that was real bad. The wider one had a bigger area. It may have left a bigger welt, but at least it didn't feel like it was cutting right through you.
Yeah, I remember in high school I got caned, and I never did anything wrong when I was in high school.
Never.
My cousin over here looking at me like, because we went to the
Got the
same
boots
high
on,
school
Gary?
together.
I mean, it's
But-
getting deep in here.
I remember going to it was the vice principal's office, and he had this chair, right? And what would happen is he would actually have you bend over the back of the chair, or the back of the chair, and then hold both sides of the chair itself.
Yeah.
And he would say, what he said, bend over and touch your toes and get ready to take your blows. And he had this bamboo cane, right? And if you've never been hit with bamboo, that thing does not break. All right. And he would hit you right across the top of the butt.
Hmm.
And literally, you get like the first 3 lashes before you even realize it was 3, And then literally when you took your breath away, and he would be like, you may rub it if you wish. By then it was all over. By the time the pain reached, But I mean, I never had any hard feelings, even though I still think I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, yeah, but still, you know what I'm saying? But something like that happens now. And I mean, it's all out war between the parents and the teachers,
Yeah. Too much entitlement.
Yeah. But again, it's why we do what we do, so our kids can live a better life. But again, we don't want them to not know that the world is a rough place, right? I think that's the understanding that you have to go through trials and tribulations, because especially when you're younger, you want to understand that, especially now, like with cyberbullying and all the other types of bullying. Back in the day, the normal thing was you got bullied at school, and once you got home, it was over. You know what I'm saying? So you had a little break in between going back to school the next day, and hopefully avoid the bully. Now you get bullied in school, and then somebody records it. Now you go viral because it's all over Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and all this other stuff. So that what do you call it? Hazing back then?
Yep.
Bullying, hazing, the same thing. It's that was considered a normal thing. You can, when we went to high school, and my cousin's right here next to me, like when we went to high school, they would make you sing. Like as a young student coming to our high school was like a camp. It was like literally a camp. So your first day, they would line up all the new students against the wall, and they'd be like, bossa tune. And you had to sing a song, and that was like your initiation into high school. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now that's not considered, in some senses, normal, because that's now considered hazing, So it's like you can possibly end up in jail. I mean, what are you guys' experiences on that?
Well, I think that definitely there's no doubt that at least you got a break from it. Nowadays, you don't.
You don't.
Because, I mean, that you got that phone with you everywhere, and those apps are, that social media is always there, and people are always, people can be cruel.
Mm-hmm. People are cruel.
And kids are the worst.
I was watching something a while back that was about the Roman gladiators, and that during that time frame, and there was this one fellow who was against them because, you know, and he saw it as bringing man down to its lowest common denominator, and he felt like it brought their society down. But yet, the mob, you know, that's what they wanted. That's what they wanted, to see the cruelty that was going rampant. Really, I mean, everybody wanted it. Even today, you know, you get mob mentality. I guess it's probably harder for somebody to stand up for what's right.
Right.
That may be why you have such a huge rise in school events, and all this other stuff. It's just sad. You know, there are some tremendous things. You can pick up a phone and look up virtually anything, you know, at the drop of a hat. That's a good thing, I think. But the fact is, it also follows you around the negative as well. There's, you know, it's just different. I don't know that it's any better. It's just different.
Yeah. And that's what I said is, you know, back then it was considered normal. Now it might be considered weird, you know.
Well,
so
I went to high school, and you know, and if you go out and walk through the parking lot in high school, every guy who had a truck had a gun in the truck that was on the back window.
Right.
You know, we all had guns in the back windows because we all went duck hunting or deer hunting or whatever afterwards, and after school. And that's right. That was normal to have a gun in the back window of your truck. Now you even think about, even mention the word gun at school, and it's like the world's collapsing.
Oh yeah, no, you might be going to jail. You show up with a gun rack in the back of your vehicle.
With a gun in the back window these days.
Oh yeah.
That was normal back then.
Well, I mean, depending on where you live too. You know, I mean, up north you can't do that. That's not normal up north. You know, like New York City, yeah, you can't roll around like that.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about back in 1975 and sooner. You know, and older, I guess you'd say it.
Right.
You know,
right.
From 70 to 75, that was normal stuff.
And speaking of that, let's get into the next segment. So clothing, what was what's normal? What was considered what was normal that's considered weird now?
Bell bottoms and t-shirts.
So you think that's weird now? Because I think it comes around.
I think it's made full circle.
Yeah.
Like clothes culturally always comes full circle, right? So the stuff that we never used to wear back in the day, or what we wore back in the day, now everybody's all of a sudden is wearing now, right?
Yeah, and they're paying a whole lot more money for it.
Oh yeah. Paying about 3 times the amount for it. I
remember when my jeans got a hole in them, my mom said, "Take those off and throw them away." Now you got a jeans got a hole in them; they're worth $200, $300, $400.
Well, you're putting holes in them now, you know. in random spots.
Hey, to be fair, when I was a senior in high school, or maybe just after, I had a pair of jeans that was 29 inches in the waist that I would wear when I would go out. And it would take me about 20 minutes to get into these breeches because I had so many rips up and down the front and the back. And every time you put them in the washer and dryer, though it had so many strings on it that those strings would get tangled up. And, you know, and this was back in 84-ish, 83-ish, somewhere around that era. That had, you know, in fact, if you go back and look at, I think it's Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me. One of those videos has a pair. The lead singer's got a pair of breeches just like that, look just like the ones I used to have. So I think that even back then you did see some of that coming in. Now it might have gotten away from that and coming back, but that was not considered unusual back, you know, at that time.
Right.
Um,
Wolf and Snore said flammable neon colors. So back in the 70s, that was a thing, right? Like bright, really bright colors. Everybody was rocking really bright color. I mean, I think it actually it came back now. The bright colors. Um, I will say the one thing that I seen that I don't think was ever. I mean, it's the pants off the waist kind of thing. I'm not a fan of it. I see it. I see everybody doing it now. Doesn't matter what race. I mean, and I honestly I don't get it.
No matter what age.
Yeah, no matter what age. Like, and that one has definitely skipped generations because there's like grown men that maybe it's rebellion because back in the day their parents was like wear a belt. Now it's like I don't have to wear a belt. I'm just so. But again, every generation is different. Everybody has their style. Yeah, yeah. So definitely something that would be considered. I don't think that was ever considered normal.
I don't think I was either.
Yeah, I don't think that one was considered normal, but yeah, it's definitely different now. So go ahead.
No, I was just going. Tim Mitchell had said something about still hates disco, But I used to go to and back in 1982, I want to say 81 or 82. I used to go to this a disco in Houston, Texas, off in 1960. And now, granted, I was only 16, 17, I think, at the time. But that was, I had a fake ID. Nowadays, you get in trouble bad with that. Back then, you get in trouble for identity theft or something like that if you got a fake ID now. But back then, they just confiscate it and, tell your parents or something.
Right.
But these days, I mean, some things have changed. And as far as clothes are concerned, I think that people try to, get people. I think people want a reaction,
Right. Especially these days, right?
Right. And I mean, if you look at it, there's guys running around in dresses,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
In Atlanta? Oh yeah. In Atlanta? What'd you say? What'd you say? What?
I keep telling her a kilt is not a dress.
A kilt? Oh yeah, that's different. A kilt is not a dress.
I ain't even talking about Eddie's kilt.
I know. I'm messing with you.
No, you're right. Like in Atlanta, there's like guys legitimately wearing dresses. Yeah. So I mean, again, to each his own. That for them is normal. For us growing when I grew up, that was normal. There was boys and girls and even if you were like a tom. Here we go. We're talking about tomboys, right?
Yeah.
So back in the day, right, you used to have girls that used to hang out with boys. That was a normal thing to be a tomboy, right? I mean, is that considered something weird now? Or is it flipped?
I think it is by some of us.
For girls the
girls hanging out with the boys, tomboy, that ain't no big deal. It ain't like anybody can wear a pair of breeches.
Right.
Anybody can wear a t-shirt, a pair of breeches, whatever, even a button-down shirt. I think women have always been able to wear whatever they wanted, for the most part, at least since, I don't know, the 50s or 60s or something, where you started seeing women wear jeans and what have you. But, you still, to me, though, it's strange to see a guy wearing a skirt or a dress or, it just, hey, more power to them. If it makes you happy, we do live in the United States. We are
right. You're free to do what you want to do, right?
Well, we're promised the ability to seek happiness. And that looks different for different people.
Right. I think I'm reading the chat. I think Tim has a thing against disco. Tim does not like this. Tim Tim, I used to say fire for that, and Tim is burning a fire upon disco right now. But speaking of clothes, before we switch from the clothing part of this conversation, so remember when people used to actually dress up, like dress nice to go on planes? What
Right.
is that considered weird now? Because I see some people on
Yes.
the planes is all kinds of wrong right now. Like they roll out of bed literally and rolled into a Uber and rolled into the airport and rolled onto the plane. What do
Yeah,
you
I've
guys
seen
thoughts
almost
on
the
that?
same thing.
Huh?
I've seen the same thing. It's like, do they look in the mirror before they come to the airport?
Well, I think you could take that a step further and just say, about going to the store. Some of these channels that feature what people wear to the Walmart.
Oh man, don't even start. Don't even start with Walmart. you stepping in the uncharted waters right there. Yeah. Used to call it Club Walmart because that place is not normal.
Well, that just kind of goes to show you that it's almost like anything goes today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember when people used to actually put a something nice on to go to get on a flight. Now people are like in their boxers. Dude looked like he just
Yeah.
walked out the gym and didn't even take a shower and just got on the flight. It's I don't know. Maybe it's a generational thing, but
Come here.
one it makes me feel bad because like I got to sit. How many more people, dirty people, was sitting in the seat before me? makes me think about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. People even going to the movie theaters, right? People used to dress up. It was like
Come here.
a normal thing to dress up and go to a movie theater.
Yeah.
Now it's like you said, people are in pajamas. They got their pillows with them. Going into the movie theaters. It's wild. It's wild. But again, reason why we're having this conversation, so is there, what do you think? What's something now that we do now would probably be weird in 20 years? What do you guys think?
That's a good question.
Probably YouTube will be weird in 20 years.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. I was just thinking 20 years from now, anything can be weird.
I think in 20 years there will be a lot less faith in whatever they see than what there is now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what is realistic,
Yeah.
especially with AI.
Yeah, somebody just mentioned it. Desert Living just mentioned it, especially with AI, right?
Right.
There's gonna be like, I feel like in 20 years you're not gonna know what's real. I mean, it's hard now to even
The deep fakes.
figure out what's real.
Right.
So you're losing authenticity of, I guess, content creators, if you want to put it that way, will be unreal. Won't be normal because now you have the AI to do everything for you. I can't imagine 20 years from now that if I'm still alive, I'm not cooking. I'm just sitting in my living room and there's a robot just doing and saying everything for me.
I'm looking forward to that.
Huh?
No.
You looking for?
No. That's when the AI takes over. We don't want that.
Yeah, no. I've seen Terminator.
Yep.
Well, I'm hoping we can keep from having them turn on us, but I'm hoping to have me a nice, pretty AI robot made.
Like the Jetsons.
Like the Jetsons.
Well, she wasn't pretty, but yeah, that's the hope.
Well, you get to pick you get to pick whatever robot you want. Let me see what somebody else. Chef CV says in 20 years we will look at the movie Idiocracy as a lifestyle manual for dummies.
That That was a funny movie.
Yeah, we have AI, no jobs, no one will have to work, and we will have pills for food.
Well, I certainly hope we have some tasty food. I like tasty food.
But you think about it though, right? Like we're literally living in the times that we used to watch back then, right? The Jetsons, for example. I mean, now they have flying cars. I mean, literally everything except we got robot dogs. What was his name? What was the dog's name?
I don't know.
What was the Jetsons dog name? I can't even remember right now. It's in my head.
Give me a second.
Astro.
Astro. Right.
Yeah.
You know, they literally have robot dogs now. You know,
Yeah.
so all the things that we thought wouldn't happen is actually happening even faster than we thought was going to happen. You know, and the more technology gets better, the faster it speeds up.
Driving cars.
Yeah, I mean, self-driving cars. You know, I still don't
they
trust
have a
that
flying
stuff.
car yet. You know, they have like flying cars where you fly them, you know, for work and stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was watching what was it? A video just I think this morning of they had like it was a sports channel and they were actually flying little mini, like they were inside these little vehicles going through obstacles. Like they were like little like human-sized drones, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've seen the human-sized drones, but still, it's not affordable like it was when you watch the Jetsons. It was like everybody was doing it, and that was like 2020. They had the Jetsons was around. Supposedly, that was the year they were supposed to be doing. I think.
yeah,
In
yeah. See,
2000.
yep. See, Wolf and Snore is like Crocs. Crocs were introduced in Idiocracy. They never thought people would wear them, and now everybody wears Crocs. I mean,
Not
I don't wear
everybody.
Crocs.
I don't wear Crocs.
I'm actually invested in a couple of companies that do that. You know, that are developing air taxis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Archer Aviation is one of them, and I think it's Joby, Joby, Joby Aviation as well. Both of them are developing literally what do they call them? Vertical. I don't remember, but they do vertical takeoff. I guess it's kind of like the Harrier, but with propellers.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not heavily invested in them, but I have a few shares.
Well, there you go, people. You heard it here first. Invest in.
If you really want a good investment, and I'm no financial advisor, but something I think has a ton of potential is CoreWeave. But you know, that's what I'm most heavily invested in.
Mm-hmm.
CoreWeave is the cloud AI thing.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. So here we go to the next one. You remember who actually still spends real money?
Well,
who still got cash in their wallet?
I got $1, I think.
Look, you see my wallet? It doubles as a security device. Because there you go. I still carry cash. Because what happens when you go, and this used to be normal back in the day, right? Everybody used to carry cash.
Oh yeah.
Now you see someone, they have this little thing that looks like a phone, and all it's got is credit cards in it. You know, people look at me like I'm weird because I have cash, you know. And the thing is, for me, it's like not everywhere accepts credit cards. Or if you go, I mean, you go somewhere in, you know, we call it DFE. You guys know what I'm talking about. And
oh yeah,
there is no swipe machine on the gas pump. I mean, how you gonna pay for your gas and you're almost out of gas? You know? So to this day, I still carry. I mean, at some point it's probably gonna go away because everybody's going to everything digital. So now I guess the norm is now digital. Like, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I'll always carry cash.
Well, there's a problem with that from a consumer standpoint.
Mhm.
That is, if they control the cash, they can track, they can track you, they can track, and I'm not huge on that. I don't like the fact that I carry a phone around everywhere, but I do it. But they're also talking about going to, a grading car, a rating on your social rating or something like this.
What's that?
Well, it's where people can, it would make it harder to get a job if you have a bad social rating.
Wow.
But that appears to be the direction that everything's going in.
So, and you know what? It's funny you say that, because I think most federal jobs, I know about federal jobs, I know about state jobs, but most federal jobs now, you have to provide your social media accounts to them so they can look at essentially what your appetite is on social media.
Right.
So yeah, that makes sense. Like your social rating is going to be considered when applying for jobs, when they do your background checks and stuff like that. That's interesting. Oh, see, here we go. There was a time when you wrote a check at the grocery store. Now everyone pays digitally. Who still got checks? Raise your hand, Lynn. Who still uses checks? No?
I do.
Cash.
Now, I have a couple of things set up on auto pay, but I do use checks from time to time.
I don't even know how to write a check anymore.
I can write a check.
That's Lynn. And she gives me my monthly allowance in cash. So, but honestly, I do like cash. And one of the reasons why I do like cash, I don't know if you guys, let me know in the chat if anybody does this or any one of you guys do this. So a lot of people don't realize in like the food industry that when you pay with credit cards, right, that the restaurant makes some of that money, gets some of that money. And when you tip with your credit card, the restaurant gets some of that money, So I rather tip in cash because that goes directly to the person.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys, what you guys thoughts on that?
I agree with you. I do. I tend to tip fairly generously as long as the service doesn't really suck.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. I got Mr. Jerry in the building. I got another Jerry in the building.
Oh, cool.
Jamaican shore fishing in the building. Jerry, what's going on? Can you hear us?
Hold on a second. Y'all just
Can you hear us, Jerry? I don't think he can hear us. Jerry, can you hear us?
Good night, Winston Chronicles fans, subscribers, and viewers. Bless yourself, Winston Chronicles fans, subscribers, and viewers, and everybody that's in the chat. Enough love and respect. Big boss lady T. I see you over there. That's right, Texans. All you Texans and all you down south and all you people that's doing your thing. Enough love and respect to all y'all. I just got in the building, guys, man. You guys know my energy already. I gotta bring a little energy to Winston Chronicle thing. We can't come at us blank, so Jamaican shore fishing gotta come live and direct. So we have to come properly, guys.
All right, fire for the contact. But go on. So what is since you're on the panel now, tell us what is something that was normal to you that is now considered weird.
No, I didn't hear that. I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I said what was something that you grew up with that was normal that is now considered weird.
Hold on a second. I now I can get it. Go ahead. Go do that again.
I will make the rum, Jerry.
No, I didn't touch rum. I'm actually hitting fried chicken up. Fried chicken and some right and some champagne cola. Look at this. Champagne cola. No rum yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. So, can you hear me?
The internet is breaking up. I don't know why the internet is doing this, guys. So if you guys are hearing me, I apologize. It's not me, but I just can't hear what Winston is saying to me because it's a little bit choppy.
Okay. So it might be your signal then.
Actually, it sounded like he was in a fish tank for a second. Winston, I swear to God, he's like, I just can't.
I think we lost Jerry. I don't know what's going on with Jerry's. Jerry's got that bad Wi-Fi. Well, he's in Montego Bay, and they still trying to get all their stuff straightened out Wi-Fi wise. So, speaking of that, so that's something that's not normal, right? Wi-Fi versus you guys remember satellite dishes?
I do.
So
I remember trying to watch some of that adult programming that was, I was like, oh, I recognize that.
So it's funny you say that. So back then you knew based on how the satellite dish was pointed, you kind of knew what channels were being watched, right?
Well, I didn't know that much. All I know is that my grandfather had a satellite dish, and sometimes if you stayed in a hotel or something, some of the channels with the kind of risque stuff was
You have to add it back.
I'm sorry, I'm maybe I ought to keep my mouth shut.
Don't tell the secrets, man. Don't tell the secrets. But yeah, I mean, and honestly, I mean, I don't think satellite dishes were normal because only certain people could afford them back then anyway, right? What was normal was a TV that you had to have the antenna and you had to tune the channel, Now that was considered normal, right? Now you got Wi-Fi, you got all these different options to. What you want?
What?
Oh,
Please.
yeah. I'm sorry. I'm getting some water. Now you have all these different options to where you can get all the internet you need from. I'm sorry.
The regular size is upstairs.
I gotta give.
I said I was thirsty now.
I'm sorry. I'm looking for water for my cousin. All I can find is the half a bottles of water. So I got to give him like 2 to make 1. And if you see my cousin, he's a big dude. He makes me look like a child.
Not anymore.
So
brings
go
up
ahead.
an question. How tall are you?
Who, me?
Yes.
I'm only 5'9". I'm short.
Okay.
He's as tall as you, Gary.
Hey, well, he may be a little taller than me. That's okay though.
I'm taller than both of you.
Okay.
Far. But on the positive side, you taller than Eddie.
Eddie's not here though.
He can't defend himself. All right, so I got a question for you.
Raise him up on the phone. I texted him and said double dog, and he's not coming. So it must not be working.
So let me ask you guys this. So what's something you guys remember that kids today wouldn't believe?
That probably that we had as much freedom as we did. The fact is, these days you have to go through and you have to. It's almost like parents are attached to their children.
Mm-hmm.
At one time you could go through and just not show up till late at night.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that way anymore. People are I guess because of the fact that news is so highly publicized, and I don't know that you have any higher rates of assault or whatever out there but it's certainly you're going to hear about it if a child goes missing, or if and it's like the old saying, if it bleeds, it leads. That's going to be the top thing talked about in the news.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times they'll have stuff that's way out of proportion to what's normal. So I guess in normal daily activity.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of stuff going on that you hear more about today. And so, we had a lot of freedom when we were kids. You may not, your parents didn't always know where you were. They knew probably over at your buddy's house, or you down the street at the park or whatever. But these days, with apps like Live 360 or something like this, exactly where your kid is. I think people are surprised by that stuff.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, is it appropriate for these times we live in now? Because I mean, granted, not saying that there weren't predators out there back then, but I mean, I feel like the predators have more access to kids now than they did back then, right? So
No, I don't think so.
what do you really go ahead?
No,
Let me know what you think.
When I go home, my mom said, get out of school, go home. She said, you have any homework? And I say, yeah. She goes, go do it. I go do it. And as soon as I get done, she said, hey, you done your homework? Yep. You're like, get outside. Don't come back till dark. And nowadays, you would never say that to your kid.
Right.
You don't want you don't let the kids get out of sight. So I think because their predators have better access to kids now than they used to, or there's just more predators. One or the other.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think there's less predators, but I mean from working in the realm that I work in, I know the predators have more access to our children than they would normally do, right? Because of social media, right? Because
yeah, I guess I think that way.
You know what I'm saying? Because like,
They can pretend.
they can pretend to be anyone they want to be. They can be a gamer. They can get, and that's the thing. They get on these gaming. A lot of them get on these gaming channels or gaming websites and talk to kids like they're kids themselves.
Yeah.
And then so they have more access to our children, and they can play that because they're predator. They're true predators. Like that's what I did for about 2 years. I was a investigator for those kinds of offenders, right? And I found out that this social media has given access to, because remember back then you would have to essentially go to a town and interact with kids face to face to even try to do what you're going to do. Now you can sit in a computer in BFE and have access to anybody's child. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true.
I think that's it's scary. It's very scary, and I know we're having a little fun with this conversation, but at the same time, if you have kids, you have to think about that kind of stuff when it comes to social media. And I know a lot of people you can only control so much, right? Because even though you might restrict your kids to, I mean, you can do all the things to your kid's phone and block this and block, but if they have a child that their parents don't do that for them, guess who they're going to go to and get their information from? They're going to go to that other kid that has no restrictions, Right. So,
well, I guess my point was just that back in the day, we had a whole lot more freedom. That of course, it's just a changing technology. I'm not sure that everything keeps up. There are unintended consequences to many things. I'm sure you're familiar with the 5 pests is it the 4 pests or the 5 pests campaign they had in China back in the 50s, where they were trying to save more grain by getting rid of sparrows that they saw, eating some of it, mice. There was 4 pests that they were, I think it was 4 pests, could have been 5. Anyhow, and they tried to get rid of all the sparrows. Well, the sparrows were eating the locusts and all these other, things, the grasshoppers, what have you, that were eating the grain.
Right.
And they had a famine after it.
Right.
I don't know that people understand that, oftentimes there are unintended consequences to actions.
Right. It's kind of funny. I'm looking at Wolf and I have to ask Wolf and Snort, how old are you? Because you remember you getting nostalgia. It's like the party line. Who remembers the party line on the phone? Hey, you share a line. Yeah. He used to call it the party line. I mean, I don't know if it was a party, but yeah, he used to call it the party line. That is crazy. Back in the day, we ended up 20 miles from home all day long as we were back. Yeah. And that was the thing I was going to mention, like, right? So that was the thing. You could do and go wherever you wanted to. And as long as you were back before the street lights came on, right? That was the thing. Now the street lights don't go off. so, I mean, even during the day now, street lights are on, right? So how do you tell a child be home before the street lights are on when, the street lights don't go off anymore? And we're kind of getting to that mindset where, as much as we're trying to be protective of our children, I think back then the norm was that you trusted. There was a different level of trust within your community, right? Because back then a community, you hear the phrase, "It takes a community to raise a child," right? And back then the community was a part of that raising of. It didn't matter who the child was. Right? Everybody that lived in that community took care of that child. These days, I feel like the norm was we all took care of each other. If we saw somebody that needed help, we helped them regardless. Now, the norm now is considered weird. It's crazy to think it's considered weird to help people now, right? Like people in distress, right? Everybody would rather take out a phone and take a video of it and go viral than actually help somebody,
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. It comes full circle about the conversation we're having about the fact that what was normal back in the day of somebody, a grandmother tripping it or crossing the street, like there would be a fight to see how many people could actually help her across the street. Now, most people wouldn't even pay attention to that person. What's your thoughts on that?
Jerry, I keep talking.
That's all right. I'm tired. I've had a long day. I'm tired.
No worries, Jerry.
It's hard to get things straight sometimes. I don't know. I would hope that some people would help people, but some people won't. It all depends on what the circumstances are. I don't want to bring up what's happening like in Minnesota. But the people of Minnesota, as far as I'm concerned, they're a bunch of idiots because they're not helping themselves. They're out there fighting against ICE and stuff, and ICE and the police are just doing their jobs, which is to get rid of the illegals who are causing problems in our communities. And the people are all upset about the people, the ICE doing that because they think that they know them and they don't. And you really don't know somebody behind what they do behind closed doors.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry. What were we discussing?
About knowing
what were we discussing?
Helping people.
Oh, I was asking about helping
people.
Yeah.
You mentioned across the street. Would they have?
Yeah, we're just saying in general, like how it used to be back in the day where it was about community and people helping each other. Now it's not considered the norm.
I would agree. And the problem that you run into is that expectations, if you think about what's really popular out there right now, is to be a strong, and it used to be under traditional gender roles, traditional, men were men, women were women, man would stop and help a woman. You know, women were considered weaker.
Yeah, don't say it. Don't say it, Gary. I know what you're thinking, but don't say it.
I'm gonna let you talk to Lynn while. No, go ahead.
I'm somebody I'm as equal rights as you'll ever find anybody. My wife takes out the trash, and for the longest time, she'd cut the grass. The fact is, I got no problem with equality, none whatsoever. I don't care what, whether you're a man or woman. I don't care if you're black, white, red, or brown, purple, or yellow. I honestly don't. I don't care. People should be treated with respect until they give you a reason not to. But the fact is that, if you look at things from a traditional role, men were expected to know how to change a tire. When men were expected to protect their family. The men were considered the breadwinner at one time. These days, it's almost like it takes two working a lot of times for a lot of families to make it. And I've heard that the price of raising children is just astronomical these days. I get it. But the bottom line, when you were looking at traditional gender roles, the things were different. Now, if you try to help, I've heard of people that try to open a door for a lady, and she said, you don't have to. Don't you open that door for me because I'm a woman. So I would suggest just go through. Open the door, go through, and then shut the door in her face. Just say if she wants to open her own door, let her open her own door. Right. But expectations are different now, and it's easier for people to be offended these days. People are offended at common courtesies.
Right.
And
that's it. Courtesy.
But and here's my question to that: Does that change your values? Because your values are your values, right? So just because someone says, don't open the door for me. I mean, you're not going to know that until you actually try to help that person or do that deed, right? So that doesn't really change your values based on how you were raised, because you're always going to do what you think is the right thing to do. And regardless of how the person feels about it, right? So until the person says, hey, I'm grown. You don't need to open the door for me. Okay. I'm sorry.
I'd say, okay, I will walk through the
right. But it doesn't.
I'm not opening it for you. I'll open it for myself.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. Your character is a whole lot more important than your reputation. So it doesn't really matter what other people think. It matters that you can look yourself in the mirror and that you are true to who you are, to your values. And so, I get it, but I don't think that trying to bend, I'm not going to bend my moral values because somebody else is saying that things have changed and women are supposed to work all the time and what have you. The fact is, my wife does work and I work. Now, I work more hours than she does, and there have been times when she's made more money than me. That's fine. I don't care.
I ain't got no problem with that. Make money, Lynn.
Gary's a self-made. He's a trophy husband.
I am a trophy.
I understand Gary wrote a book on being a trophy husband.
I got a trophy book. Just wait till it gets published. We're gonna go. I'm gonna be making it rain. But the truth is that I consider Tammy a trophy wife, and I consider myself a trophy
husband. Right.
We just a couple of trophies set up on the shelf,
That's right. Evenly.
All that you set on the shelf, I've seen Tammy do the work. So there's a difference.
Well, that's because Tammy knows what she wants, and I ain't trying to stop her from what she wants. If she got a particular way she wants things done, that's fine. Just don't expect me to do them. That's all. So, she wants all these critters out here in the yard. She looks after the goats, the chickens, the pigs, the cats, everything but the dogs. I take care of the dogs. That's because that's kind of my area of expertise. And well, I'm a feminist. If you look at first wave, feminism, which is equal rights. But a lot of what you see today isn't about equal rights. It's about superior rights, and people ought to be treated
with respect.
That's right,
absolutely,
equally,
absolutely.
But too many times today, I mean, I get what you're saying because not you specifically, what people are saying, because there always seems to be two sets of rules, But
I mean, at the end of the day, it's and not to cut you off, but at the end of the day, it's like you said, if you treat everyone, one of the things we always talk about is treating people how you want to be treated, right? Because people always say treat people with respect, but I feel like that kind of narrows it down to just, respect for some people is not the same for other people. So I always say treat people how you would like to be treated, right? At the end of the day, right? And if you do that, regardless of how the person feels, whether they're like, oh, you ain't gotta open the door for me, or at the end of the day, I treated you how you want to be treated, how you respond to it, then that's on you. But that's not gonna change my moral compass or how I treat people, right? I'm gonna treat people with how I wanted to be treated, and I expect in kind. That doesn't mean I'm gonna get it, right? Doesn't mean I'm gonna get the same treatment, but it doesn't detract from me doing the right thing at the end of the day. So I'm gonna treat people how I want to be treated, and I hope they respond in kind. If they don't, then it is what it is. I'm still sticking to my morals, and I'm gonna do the right thing, what I consider to be the right thing. If they don't feel that way, then I mean that's on them. That's their morals and how they respond.
Yes, sir. The golden rule says, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you."
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like Timothy 6:30 or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, I know. Jamaican 120 says, "Do unto others before they do unto you."
Well, I don't want to go. Just assume that they got it out for
you. Do unto others before they do unto you. So that way, there's only one story being told. I'm just joking.
Well, they do say the victors write the history.
Yeah, that's exactly. There you go. There you go. See, and this is what I love about having these kind of conversations, that we can be open-minded and talk about just the reality. What you just said, the victors write history, right? So at the end of the day, you can believe what you want to believe. That's your God-given right. But I feel like every human being on this planet has a God-given gift, or whatever they believe in, gift of knowing what's right and what's wrong, regardless of how you were raised, what generation you came from, what country you came from. Like, there's this thing about us that we know when we're doing something wrong versus when we're doing something right, And just to kind of close this out, it's like we talk about, I mean, this whole conversation was about things that used to be normal that are now we consider weird, right? And we talked about it. Everything comes full circle. So things that we used to do that maybe the generation after us said, man, that's weird. And then 5-10 years later, they were doing the same thing, whether it's clothes, culture, music. Music is a big one, right? Literally every generation of music just kind of re-interacts with each other, right? Most music right now is songs from like back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, even the 20s and 30s. Now they're regenerating those songs and remaking them. So at the end of the day, I don't think, even though we come from different generations and we consider certain things weird because it's not what we did in our generation, doesn't mean that it gives us the right to criticize that next generation. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Like, that next generation shouldn't be criticizing us for doing the things we were doing back then because that was the thing that was popular back then. That was the thing that was normal back then, right? So normal for us might not be normal right now. Doesn't mean normal. That's what's not normal for us right now is not normal for the people that's living in this generation. If that makes sense.
Sure.
And I'll let you guys close it out for me because we've been here about an hour and a half, and I'm trying to get this thing down to an hour. So we're doing pretty good. So I'll let you guys close out this for me and give me your thoughts on that.
Wait, Gary, I don't have much thoughts. You know.
I'll be honest with you,
I'm
Jerry.
sorry, I'm sorry. I have to apologize. I'm watching the Denver Bronco game.
Are you
Denver
losing?
Bronco
Are you losing?
Well, Denver's ahead with that by 3
Oh,
points.
you good then, man. You should be happy.
I am happy. I want to get rid of the damn Buffalo Bills. I hate them.
Me too.
Well, I'm more than happy to talk. I don't know that I have any thoughts. You know, thinking ain't never stopped me from talking. So,
right.
Hey, Winston, it's always a pleasure to see you, brother. I've enjoyed it. Thank you for inviting us and allowing us to be on your live stream.
I appreciate you guys always.
Congratulations are in order. You know, the growth that you're experiencing couldn't happen to a better man. And you're just going to keep blowing up from here. I'm proud to have met you. Hopefully one of these days I get to meet you in person.
Trust me, I'm coming down there and wrecking your yard. Trust me, don't feel like that's what I do for a living. I find people, and I already got your address.
You make sure you bring Lynn with you next year. Year in October, November, we're going to meet. We're going down to see Devil Dog again, and we're going to that Renaissance Festival. I don't know what day we're going to, but keep up so that y'all can dress up as pirates or whatever.
Oh, no, I don't know about that. I'm not wearing a kilt.
You ain't got to wear a kilt. I ain't gonna but I'm just saying that we go down there and have some fun. We've been the last 2 years, but please consider coming down for the Renaissance.
Oh, absolutely.
And we're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna have to go anyhow because Eddie's about to go live and just shortly, and I don't want to miss his stuff. Anyhow, thank you for having me. With that, everything. Hey, you got to understand people are coming from different places. Mm-hmm. You got to respect where they're coming from, or you should respect where they're coming from. And some people have been through some stuff that maybe you ain't gone through. So, just try to be understanding of other people and what it means to treat them with respect. Anyhow, God bless y'all.
Don't leave it because I want to. Who are we going over to next? Because I need to set up a raid.
Okay. All right.
So I'm going to go ahead and go over there.
Okay. So you want to leave any final thoughts before you go? I know you're watching the Denver Broncos game.
Go Denver. That's all I can say. We got 30 seconds left.
In the game?
Yep. And it's close.
What's the score?
Buffalo has the ball.
Okay. So where are we going? Where are we going? Bellu, where are we going?
Devil Dog.
Well, Devil Dog isn't live for about 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's not live for about okay, so I can't even raid Devil Dog. Okay.
I think Red's room may be available.
Live.
I'm leaving. Okay. See you guys.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Take care. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you.
Thanks for be here. I appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome.
Red's room is live.
So what do you say? What do you say, Butler? You said Red's still live?
Yeah, Red's still live. Now he ain't up on panel, so it's kind of a quiet thing.
Okay.
He's from California though, so I don't know if that makes him older or younger.
Okay. That could be subjective. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Give me 1 second.
I'm messing around you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I think I lost my
volume.
My volume. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot. I'll catch up with y'all. My volumes is going away, so I'll definitely catch up with y'all. Thanks for everybody that showed up on the live. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.
Well, that was fun.
What was going on with this thing?
We still live, at least according to the little red thing.
Other.
So
Okay, you still here?
I am. We still live too. It looks like.
Okay, all right. I was like trying to figure out what's going on. I was like, what is happening with my live stream?
What?
But no, I wanted to just thank everybody for being here. I'm not doing this two iPad thing anymore. It kind of messed me up. But everybody that checked in here for the first time, thanks for being here. Look, we always have a great conversation. We have a good group of people that checks in. Anyone at any time can still check in on the live whenever you want to. So if you want to join the conversation, don't think I'm reading all of your chats and stuff, and I'm trying to keep up with the chat, but I appreciate, the engagement everyone provided. But Loop, as always, man, I appreciate when you come on here, always
Hey,
dropping some knowledge,
it's my pleasure. From what I understand, Radio Jonesy is live though.
Radio Jonesy. All right. I might have to do that on my.
Hang on. I can drop him in private chat for you if you'd like the link.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see if I can go over there and set up my.
He's a friend of ours from Tasmania, Bernie, Tasmania.
Mm-hmm.
That's his link right now to his live. He's got a beautiful view up on the thing. His house overlooks the water, and he's on the north shore, I think, of Tasmania. So way off is somewhere that's as Australia, and he's been a friend of ours for years. And he probably, to be honest with you, he'll probably go through, and I don't know if he redirects or not, but if he does, I know he'll probably say something about Eddie and Devil Dog. Well,
let me go ahead and set it up. Don't hang up here. Let me make sure I have all his stuff set up so we can go over there and give him hell.
Oh yeah.
So customization.
But I was tickled to get my package. Thank you.
Okay, you got it. Okay,
I did.
I'm glad you got it. Yeah,
me too. I ain't gonna show the patch, but I did show the coin.
You can show the coin. Yeah, absolutely. So just so people know that when I say I'm going to send you something, you're going to get it. All right. So why is this thing not showing me? Okay, help me out here.
Okay. Loop. If you want to set up a redirect, what you do is you have to open a tab and go into your studio.
My studio. Yep, I remember that.
Once you go to your studio, go to content.
Yep.
All right. Once you get to content, click on live. It'll be about the fourth one over from the left.
Yep.
All right. Once you get to that, go to your current live stream.
Mm-hmm.
What we're on now.
Mm-hmm.
And click on the little pencil-looking thing.
The edit button.
Yeah, edit button or details, and then below
customization.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And then redirect.
And scroll down to where you get to the redirect.
Yep. And who am I looking for?
Well, if you clicked on that link, you can just copy that link. And
what's his name?
Jonesy.
Oh, Jonesy. Hold on. What's his actual channel name?
Radio Jonesy.
Radio Jonesy. Hold on. I should be able to find. I think I'm
He's got about 10 channels, so I think this is his main channel, Radio
Yeah,
Jonesy.
I see him right. Live from the Future. Is that his?
Yeah, Live from the Future. That's him. And just click on that and then hit save. And it should save it right there on the redirect.
Why did it let you click on it?
Oh, it says I need to add Radio Jonesy to
subscribe.
Yeah. So I might need to subscribe to him. It's all good. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
So anybody else that's on the live, go over to Radio Jonesy. We're gonna go over there and cause problems over on his channel.
I can drop his link.
Okay.
I think if I'm a mod. I don't know if I'm a mod or not.
Yeah, you're always a mod.
Well, I appreciate that. That is the link to Radio Jonesy's.
Oh, you sent me a private message. Okay. Okay.
I just put it in the private chat.
Yeah. I see it.
But that is his live stream right now. Whoops. I don't know what. Okay, so welcome to the Belt Loop 29 live stream with 118,000 subscribers. Maybe 119 now. I don't know.
All right,
but
I'm back. I just had to. I just had to save it. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. I appreciate you, and thanks for checking in. We'll see you on the next one. All right. You guys have a good night.
Be blessed.
Good night.
Hot